Howdy, howdy, lovely people. This is just a little bike check video, as I am to do on my channel here. Um, this is the latest addition to the stable. It was a bit of a plan to make an ersatz cargo bike, which ultimately is a failure, but still somewhat successful, and successful enough to keep. And I'll tie in nice with another bike I'll make a video about in a bit. But let me just give you a bit of a rundown. So, this is a 90s era sort of road bike. It's got the friction shifters over there. You've seen these on Marketplace or Gumtree for 50, $100. Got this one for $100 just up the road. And they go great. I think that a lot of modern stuff is maybe not overrated, but the the amount of daylight between $100 bike and a $3,000 bike is surprisingly little considering the price differential. So I'm always happy to ride these bikes. Also, they're cheap. No one wants to steal them, which is nice. Anyway, so I'll just let you know what I've gone through, kind of rundown of it and what I've changed and such. So, as I said, classic 90s thing. These lovely friction shifters and such here. I really enjoy friction shifters. Nothing can go wrong. If it does, very quick and easy to change, and it's not a catastrophic failure. You'll still be riding. I tend to keep it in the small ring, and the lowest gear. Like it just, I don't have much need to change out of it. I could probably run this as a single speed, but why would I remove capability? Yeah, Shimano. It's a derailleur thingamabob. It's great. So yeah, it's I think it's running 22, 23 C tires at the front and back. Think about changing them, but I'll get into that later. But yeah, it just wants to go forward. The standover height, like how tall this the bit where you hit your nuts on, is a bit much, but once you're on it, it's no big deal. I'm a bit of a tall bugger. So things I've done front to back. Right, so as you can quite plainly see, this does not have drop bars. It came with drop bars, but they were just a bit much for my back. I don't actually enjoy them. I get why people use them. I have no issues, obviously, but just for this bike to get around town and ride me into the city, drop bars were a bit much. Just a bit uncomfortable. So I subbed them out with just some cruiser handlebars I had from an old bike of mine. It's always nice to have it sort of live on. And I just chucked the brakes up on the hoods here, and it's actually sounds a bit silly, but having them be up here makes braking a bit more of a deliberate action. It's some real rat bike bullshit, but it totally works. And for getting around the city, it's enough. I'm not racing around at 40 k's an hour. I'll hit maybe 30 on a downhill. She's great. Yeah, it's good. Need to replace that, but I'll get to that when I get to that. Just keeping it greased for now. So now to the most obvious thing that you might notice is this sort of carrier. I had grand plans to chuck a nice thick tire on the back and weld up this carrier. As I said, it's custom made. I made this, and it goes great. It really does. Very happy about it. I'll get you to look in the give you a look at its gubbins so you can sort of see the structure. It's nothing too complicated, but I did have access to a welder with my work, so and a whole bunch of scrap metal. It's good enough. It's good enough. And I stole this blue carrier up here. This thing just from outside of a convenience store, which is kind of funny, but it's actually fantastic. This is how it's gone into I think they call this the wheel seat stays, I think it is. Seems to be pretty good. Doesn't really have any issues. I'm not putting a massive amount of weight on this because the tire can't take a massive amount of weight. Oh, that's not good. The tire can't take a massive amount of weight anyway, so it's just light duty. It's enough to get a package and a little bit of groceries home from the store, and that's really what I use this bike for. It's nice and quick. Even with this bit of excess weight on it, it's lovely. Rainbow livery, because who doesn't love a rainbow bike? Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Like it looks like a piece of shit, which is kind of half the intent. But it rides quite well. It's quite reliable, um, and it'll get me into the city real quick. I'm a big fan of that, and I know it's a great bike to have around. As you can see, fair bit of storage back here. Again, more for volume, not for weight, but it's enough. It doesn't get in the way. I can swing my leg over it if I need to. And that's about it. There isn't much to it, but it is just a lovely, lovely bicycle. I'm probably going to spray paint it all up, and I have bigger plans for this thing as well. Come, I have another bike that I'm going to be doing a video on, but that'll come later. Um, but yeah, it's just lovely to ride, and it was very cheap, and it's just kind of become my new go-to bike. My previous ones, as you may have seen, lovely, but they were just not rigid enough, or were just kind of falling apart constantly. And this one will do that too. But I don't know. It just feels a bit more reliable. It's $100. What does that matter? And I've learned how to do some welding, so always nice to have a project, and have a project that comes out and is just it's lovely. Um, anyway, just a bit of a quick one because there really isn't much to go over. Oh, actually, no. What's worthwhile? So I was going to say is I had to weld in these bolts. These are actually, you can see back here. These are chucked through little holes in the lugs. I think it's the lugs. I can't remember the dropouts. So I'm not sure. I think it's still pretty safe, but that's how I've mounted these. And it was a bit of a hassle to sort it out with these things here, but it ends up working well enough. And the biggest issue is just I can't fit a big tire. So I think if I was going to do this one again, I'd be a bit more selective on the 90s road bike that I was selecting, and I'd make sure that it could take a wider tire, because it just seems like they always kind of hit up here when I put a bigger tire on here. This one might actually be able to take a bit of a wider tire. Haven't really investigated it too much beyond some old Schwalbe marathons I've tried to chuck on here, but I might have a chat to the bike store about that at some point. And this one needs some new tires anyway because of this thing I just noticed. But yeah, it's a lovely little bike. It'll do for now. And you'll see eventually I'll do another video on some of the plans I have. And yeah, no, it's a lovely bike. If you see me rolling around the neighborhood, give me a honk and give me a wave. And yeah, you all have a lovely day. Peace follow you all. Wish you all the best.